Hello, everyone. Hope everyone's doing well this week. Uh, Episode 15, and it keeps going. So far, at the moment, we're missing two people. One person had gave me an excuse. The other person, I have no idea. I hope everything's good. How are you guys doing?
Pretty good, pretty
I'm
good.
disoriented AF.
I'm disappointed, but I'm safe and sound.
Yeah, I was disappointed earlier the week, but I'm okay now for different things.
I am traveling because I have a wedding that I'm attending this weekend, and I am on a traveling setup, and it's introduced so much stress in my life.
It's fine.
I don't like
Take a
change.
deep breath. It's only for one episode.
Yep.
Hopefully, so far. All right.
Okay, and then there's me, who's just sleep deprived because my sleep schedule's gone to shit. But I'm
It's okay.
here.
All right. So last week, who wants to, do the thing?
So last week we did some sailing. We went through a portal. Then there was a ripple. Fuck them things. Then we did some more sailing and ended up on an island.
He's
and
fired.
Then look. I'm speaking the truth though.
But you're missing a lot of things.
Well, yeah, I don't take notes.
Yeah, I do, and I'm not doing it. I'm not being the recap person this time.
It's fine. So yes, they did a lot of sailing. Ripple came through as they entered. Well, the ripple definitely formed around them, causing them to actually be in hell. During that time, Victor's book manifested in front of everybody, and basically saying, "We need to go there. I need to go get that thing." As she is talking to the captain, but the one thing is, as everybody looked towards the captain, there was another figure next to the captain. Other figures started to come through, almost kind of like a ghostly image. As she kept repeating to go there, finally the ripple vanish, and she returned to herself as a book. Victor asks, and she doesn't recall anything. As they kept going forward to their basically adventure towards this island, they finally reached it. On this island, the captain warned them again, do not touch any of the treasure. As I blanked on what I'm saying, as they as they got on the island, they walked through to the point where nighttime, and they made camp. They had watches, and at the inn, Voren was seeing
Eaten by a
something.
plant.
No. Seeing something that seems familiar as he walks towards that, and finding out it wasn't the person that he thought it was. And yes, getting eaten by a plant. While the rest finally got there, defeated the plant, and basically slept the rest, got up and went through the cavern. In this cavern, yes, the treasures and different items were there, but the captain got what she needed. They turned back, and Victor decided to see if there was anything magical in here. And yes, he saw a lot of magical items. Unfortunately, the curse, or the thought of curse, lingers as they begin to leave. Fireworks erupted, and they were red, signaling to the captain, saying the red hand is near, need to run. As they begin to run for their lives through the jungles back to the beach. Many of them gotten hurt, but they also fought back. With Euphemia's asking Laura to help, asking if Teddy can help, which Teddy itself manifested in front and surrounding 3 people as for protection, while Minerva conjured or asked for help for aid for the dark side of the moon, revealing her armor as black as night. As they continue to run, finally they reach the beach, got on the boats back to the ship. As the captain looked on and the rest did, they saw hundreds of pirates, the Red Hand, and a figure in the middle, clad in white, but upon its chest you see the Red Hand. The captain had said, "Time for me to get into war." And that's where we start.
Dun, dun, dun.
I'm not gonna lie though, casting detect magic on a room full of cursed objects. Surprised Victor didn't blind himself.
Oh, they're very shiny.
Yeah, that was brave.
I am just glad that Magpie made her saves.
All right. All of you are on the ship, bloodied, being hurt, and hearing that the captain is going to go to war. The captain moves. Meg, we need to go now. Wind Dancer, open the portals. As you still see the pirates on the shore, the boat or the ship begins to move. The portals open, and it goes right through it. The last thing you see is the man or the figure in white pointing to the captain as the portal closes behind. "Captain, where do you want to go?" Meg says. Ask. The captain looks. She points. "It seems something's coming to us. Head there." In the meantime, let's tend to our wounds. She looks over to the boy. The boy's laying down, breathing hard. As Cookie scoops him up, I'm going to take him to the med bay. She nods. The ship seems to go faster than normal. In the distance, you hear the drums. And you see the island. That familiar island. It almost seems in the blink of an eye. You're at the Crescent Island. And upon the shores, you see people waiting. And one person in particular. People are in rowboats. As the ship stops, and they begin to climb. Cookie emerges. "I'll get the boy," as he turns back around. People are coming towards you guys. The ones who are hurt. Which will be Euphemia, Victor, Minerva.
Anyone who's not a rogue.
Yes. And
It's
we'll
but a
usher you.
scratch.
I
It
got
will
it.
usher you
Sorry.
the boats.
Quick thing.
Mhm.
Got a reply from Sin. He's running late, but he's on his way.
Okay, that's fine.
Yep.
So yes, I would say they are ushering you to the boats right now. Minerva, she is passed out. Somebody lifts her. Actually, it takes 2 people to lift her. But slowly you start to see the dark armor fading back to her normal. Do the rest of you get into boats?
Magpie will.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Hello,
fly
Sin.
above the boats.
Hello, sorry I'm late.
You
It's
late,
alright.
naughty.
I am.
It's all right. At this point, Victor, because you have been hurt upon the island, you see people kind of gathering around you, kind of like ushering you to like a small boat. So before you actually see the Crescent Islands. And upon the shore, you see the Voodoo Queen.
Ah.
The boats begin to move back to shore as they usher you. Everybody at this point is on the island. Minerva has been carried, and all of you who have been hurt are lead into a building that is it's a circular building, and you kind of see like inside makeshift beds. In the middle there's a fire. So as you guys are resting, trying to get aid, any of you want to do anything?
Magpie would just be standing by at this moment, seeing if there's any help that she can provide, checking in between, those of the immediate party that are hurt and like the boy.
Okay. Anybody else?
Yvemia's gonna get this fucking arrow removed from her shoulder.
Somebody's helping tend. Anybody who has arrows, they are tending to you. It's going to be painful, but eventually they will get the arrows out. The boy is basically his left foot has been wrapped. He has twisted an ankle. And just a couple bruises here and there. Glenn is keeping watch. He's outside, but he's keeping watch. Meg stayed on the ship. The halfling and the female dwarf are also being tend to. And yes, so the rest are you are actually inside. The Voodoo Queen walks up to the captain. And didn't think I'd see you so soon? Apparently, fate has brought you here. The captain looks down. Fate. Well, I got all of it, and it's doing nothing. Well, the wind has said something that you want to go to war. Isla looks down to the Voodoo Queen. They want it, and I'm going to give it to them. Ah, child, you can't do it alone. Seems you might have to need some help. You see Isla close her eyes and open. I have to call on the 7. Mm, it's gonna be interesting because you're not a pirate. But yet, they respect you. She rolls her eyes. In the meantime, for them, get them mended and I'll get them home. And don't worry. They be helpful if they want to. If not, everybody has their own way. And they do need to get home. Who knows? The dice always rolls. At this time, the captain leaves. The floor is yours.
How is everybody looking, like in the state of care that they've been in? Like, has the care been done and everybody's just resting now, or is like people still tending to others?
At this point, people are still kind of tending. It's more of you want something to eat, you want something to drink, making sure, whatever they applied on healing, it's there. It's not, they don't use magic, it's all herbs and stuff. So some of it's just, you can smell the fresh herbs on each other. I'm actually probably in this room.
I think Euphemia would cast Cure Wounds on herself to at least take off a little part of it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, almost full health. Whee!
I would say like little by little, you guys are healing a little bit.
Anyone else want a little bit of healing? She's kind of holding up her hands like wiggly your fingers.
How's everybody feeling?
I'm fine.
He's not too bad, but he could use a little bit of healing.
Euphemia will come over, place a hand on his shoulder, cast Cure Wounds. Boop. Boop. There you go.
Oh,
I
thank
got
you.
I got a little bit left in me. Whoever else needs it.
The Voodoo Queen walks over to Minerva, lightly touches her head. Ah, Moonchild. Power is strong, but you need to learn how to handle it. She puts a blanket on top of Minerva, almost like tucking her in. It's good to see all of you again. So soon, though.
Good to see you
That
as
was
well.
unexpected.
Hope you've been faring well.
I have just been relaxing, having parties. But it seems the island has a mind of its own. She laughs. It seems to know where to stop and where to go and where to find certain things.
kind of convenient almost.
Yeah, just a little bit. But like I said, didn't expect you to see all soon. She kind of, her eyes kind of linger towards Victor, and then looks back around the room.
Oh, been an eventful couple of weeks since we last saw you. Good to know that it seems to have been peaceful here. If you've
That's
been
always,
relaxing and having parties.
it's always very relaxing. Nobody can find the Voodoo Queen without the Voodoo Queen finding them. But at the same time, we keep to ourselves. The only person that can truly find, well, she just walked out the door.
Is she really gonna go to war?
Oh, yes. But she has convinced the seven. And if it happens, ooh, it's going
Who
to
are the
be the
seven?
war of the waters. Oh, the seven pirates. The seven captains. The seven
Wait,
who roamed the seas.
so she is a pirate after all.
She's not no pirate, no. She just knows them. See, pirates fear her. But certain pirates know her. They talk. The only enemy that's out there with all the seven is the red hand. And she kind of wiggles her hand. No, Captain Isla's a merchant. She's always been one. But maybe you should talk amongst each other. Do you want to be in a war with her? Or do you want to go back home and do whatever you need to do?
Suppose that's a good question. He's probably going to need us.
Maypie's going to look towards Celeste. Celeste. Well, I guess it's more dependent on Celeste and the egg.
Celeste, she has just kind of like, just a couple wounds. But she tends to him and she looks up. I've seen some of those red hens about. Some of them actually go inland. And they can be quite a menace. But if the captain can think of even taking some of them out, that would help a lot of people.
But don't we have a duty elsewhere? Don't we have to go home?
Why not?
See civilization again for once? Honestly, it'd be nice to get a place where I can actually send out a letter. Were we supposed to go to that, what was the name of that town or city near Felu? On the opposite side. Abel, yes.
Magpie kind of twitches at the mention of the name.
Why were we going there again? Do you remember?
It's the closest place to where Celeste needs to get to.
I think we have a lot of business in Phelan. But we also have a lot of need to stay together. We've heard that several times already.
That is my main worry. If she goes to war, not that I don't think that the captain is capable, but if something should happen to her, and we're not there.
But she made the choice without us to go to war. She didn't even ask us. So it's obvious she wants to do whatever it is that she's got to do.
We can still help, though.
But at what cost?
Don't you think it's time we go about finding the things that doing some of the other things that we need to do, honestly? Like, we need to do the thing with Celeste. We need to get back toward Phalo, toward civilization.
I don't think you're wrong. I'm not sure what the best alternative is here. But protect each other is something that was kind of a big deal. So do we just let her ride out to her death?
Doesn't necessarily mean it's her death.
I mean, it did sound like she's trying to get more ships, pirates involved.
More people.
I don't think she'd hold it
Well,
against us if we decide not to help. But I guess we have to decide.
We could always ask her what help she needs.
honestly,
And see
I
if it's
think
something that we can offer.
if we do decide to stay or help, we have to renegotiate the terms of this agreement. We've been along for the ride. We've had little to no say what happens. We still don't know what those artifacts did that we gathered for her. However, we know they're significant. One, even that my book happened to know about. Yet we still have no idea what that was. I don't know about you, but I'm tired of being led around by the nose. I think it's time we take our destiny into our own hands.
I mean, technically, we were hired. You know,
Yeah.
we got that paper. So whatever. Basically, we are finished, right?
Mhm.
We got
Technically, our
the last.
contract is done.
Yes. So therefore, now it's up to us if what we want to do.
That's why I'm saying if we're going to help the captain, we renegotiate the terms. We'll have. It's going to be instead of us working for the captain, it's a mutual beneficial relationship
It's not unreasonable.
where things are decided by the group, not just the captain.
Well, I think first we need to decide whether it's something we even want to do. Celeste has something important that she needs to do. Victor has to get a hold of his family.
At this point, the captain comes in and one by one gives you a bag. She gives, besides the bag, she gives Victor and Euphemia pieces of paper. I know you've been asking for this, and it's been, well, it's been slipping my mind. But here, you can use it to contact who you need to. And the payments in the bag, the rest, 60 gold.
Okay, well, shit.
Thank you very much, Captain. I appreciate this.
Thank you.
She
So
nods.
we're all trying to decide what it is that we're going to do. What is it exactly that you're going to do? You're going to war with these individuals, the Red Hand?
Yes. It seems they are going after me, and they're all well, they're gonna go keep coming after me, so I might as well go ahead and nip in the bud.
Wait. So it's almost like you're going to take them out before they take you out.
Exactly.
So kind of like how the collective is with us.
Hmm. Sounds like it. She turns to the voodoo queen who has been in the room that whole entire time. I got a response. Oh, what is it? They will see me. All of them. Yeah, exciting.
The pirate lords or whatever the hell they are.
Yes. They have a lot against them as well.
So you have allies. Or are they just simply allowing you to sail the seas?
Or am I allowing them to sell the seas? She smiles. Look.
Is there
Hmm?
is there anything we can do to help?
She kind of ponders for a moment. And then she looks back up at you and everybody else. All of you have been good help, keeping the ship clean as it can be, fighting what needs to be. It's up to you if you want to sail with me. I rhymed. I'm not. If you want to help, then help. But if you don't, then we will go to Feilu and I'll drop you off. But if you help, this is going to be dangerous. Taking on the Red Hand is taking on the whole fleet. They just don't also just work on the waters, the oceans. They have holds in different places around the world. But if I can knock off some of their fleet in the water, and you see her smile brightly, then that means their hold will be emptied. And then they want revenge. And for them, they have to fight me on the water again. So, it's up to you. If you want to help, I'll take you back to Feilu. In the meantime, rest and talk to each other. And she leaves the room.
I think it's safe to say that it's not really about wanting to help. It's about everything that
What's more important?
correct.
Well, there has to be some sort of plan. So her plan is essentially to find these other pirates, right? And get them to help.
He's going to be having an audience with him. Yeah.
We don't even know how extensive the Red Hand is, really, do we? How many ships are there?
I don't really think anybody knows that. I think it's more about their influence. And they've been feared for decades for a reason.
Mm.
From what I remember everyone saying, sounds like they've been biding their time, hiding in the shadows, making smaller attacks, so that they still nothing more than a legend. So nobody suspects them, and they do a full frontal attack, I suppose. Something along that line, at least.
The same legends say that the Wind Dancer has gone undefeated.
But that only lasts so long. What if there's other magic ships out there that can do what hers can do? I didn't even see any cannons on that ship, did you?
No,
Yes,
you did?
Oh, you did?
yes. Before we hit the island. She'll point over to the boy. He's been taking care of it. Making sure that cannonballs and cannons were well stocked in case we did get into an attack.
The boy nods. Yeah, I found it and I decided to make sure everything is in tip-top shape.
And that's a good thing to do. Never know when you'll be attacked.
Listen, I think
Good to make sure that that's...
I'm going to be honest, there has to be a time that we have to say, is this my problem? Because the things that are our problems will follow us. And so far, it feels like we have our own problems.
I mean, we're always going to have problems.
Mm-hmm.
The captain
mean,
is also
why-
one of us. Technically, her problems are our problems as well.
Yeah, she's one of us, and she wants to sail off to a war.
And this is why we're discussing it. Do we stay and help, or do we go back to Felu and do what we originally planned?
Well, let's talk with Celeste. What is she doing? Is she leaving, or?
I told
No, Leslie's still in there. She's still in the room.
I told Celeste that I would be with her until she made it home safely.
So the objective to go to Abel was essentially to get Celeste toward her home, right?
To get the
That is-
dragon home.
I mean, look, I can go by myself if need be, but
No.
I also declared when I am strong enough, I'm going to have to go to war. Back to my home, which everybody keeps forgetting the name.
Not
some
on
reason.
purpose.
So when that time comes, I don't expect any of you to help.
Wait. Why are we the only ones respecting this we all must stay together thing?
That's my point.
Everyone else is going doing what they're going to do, right? You're going to go do yours. Captain's going to go to war. And here we are trying to chase you all around because we're all supposed to stay together, but we're the only ones that are trying to honor that.
And then you see kind of Celeste kind of smile. Then why not help the captain? But I'll say this as my vote. I would like to help the captain,
I would like
but
to
if
help
I
as well. Who knows what new intel, and if we help get rid of the Red Hand, we have more people and more resources.
What if
Possibly
we
new allies.
what if we miss out on an opportunity to take out the collective?
Yeah,
We still have an invitation, right?
the Red Hand that's not actively chasing Celeste.
but
But
they're
it could be
tasting the captain.
they're
Yes,
chasing
I
her.
understand that, but if the captain, do you think that if at any moment we told the captain, hey, we're going back to Phalo because we have something to figure out, we need you to stop what you're doing to come with us, do you think she's going to turn around and say, hey, I'll do that? No, she's always going to do what she wants to do.
Then who's to say that this party hasn't already happened?
We don't know that, I guess.
It's also very true.
My point is, yes, we could stop everything everyone wants to do and go help her fight this war, but would she do the same for us?
And I just want to bring up this note. It's like if we do this for and help her, we could probably figure out new information from about the collective. Who knows what they've got?
It's also true.
Who's to say that the Red Hand and the Collective aren't working together in some way?
That's also possible.
I actually don't doubt that at all.
I mean, they've made use of the Thieves Guild. Red Hand is just thieves on water. Well, barbarians on water.
But we know for certain that some of the main individuals that were hunting Celestia were on Phalo.
There's a lot of what ifs.
Mm-hmm. And the ultimate goal is to figure out what the hell is out there in the ocean, Cthulhu or whatever it is. Let's not forget that. And there's information that could potentially be gotten from this correspondence whenever I write a letter.
Or whomever tried to destroy the documents at the docks. There's so much going on here that we're willing to just drop to go to war.
It sounds
But
like you've made up your mind.
But eventually will come to us anyway, no matter what it is.
And I'm also going to bring this up if people remember. We're dealing with werewolves and shit back home. Where me and Victor are from. My family's dealing with more werewolf activity.
There's no shortage of problems in the world. I don't know. I don't know the real answer, honestly.
Neither do I. You saying I made up my mind, and I haven't. I'm trying to play devil's advocate in the fact that we could either tackle 5 problems or we can tackle one, hoping it leads to the other 5.
Well, we have resources to deal with the other 5.
Do we? Because I feel like we don't have shit.
But if we help, I'm just saying, if we help, we may have more resources to deal with the other problem.
Right. Because it's gone so well so far.
Are we really going to trust a bunch of pirates?
You trust Warren and I? What thieves?
Wait. Let's rewind this. Do you guys remember the conversation when I said I wanted to be Pirate Lord Victor? And all the hate that I got for that? Rewind time. Let's all just think back in our mind.
I think
now-
it's
Also
most
said it was
likely when you
not.
said it
Mhm.
on a ship that's not a pirate ship.
Yes.
And now we're going to go ask for help from the pirates. Mm-hmm.
that also hate the Red Hand.
Sure.
The enemy of my
The
enemy.
enemy of my enemy is my friend.
All right, so I could be Pirate Lord Victor again?
No.
No.
I'm just pointing
That
out
can
the
Because that can get
hypocrisy of the
yourself in
situation.
trouble. That can get yourself in trouble and hurt, Victor. Saying that shit.
I'm just pointing out the hypocrisy of the situation.
I don't really
That's all.
think it's a permission thing, but I would like to know more about this conversation with pirate lords or kings, whatever the hell they are.
I bet you the Red Hand, or there's some shady sort of dealing with the pirate lords, with the Red Hand, most likely.
Right. Imagine showing up to this meeting and being like, well, they made us a better offer, and then we're fucked.
Exactly right. Mm-hmm. Like, we want to get pirates on our side. Why don't we go talk to the navies of Felu or something of that nature? Say, hey, we're going to run out to destroy the Red Hand. Let's go, guys.
But they probably think it's just a fucking myth. They're not going to believe it.
I just find it strange coming from a not so savory person as myself that we're going to put whatever stock into dealing with pirate lords. But sure, let's do it.
My only hesitation is
it
the
sounds
fact
like
that
you don't want to do
my
it.
hesitation is the fact that I've almost died several times, and I actually don't trust that woman that much, if I'm being honest. She's been not open about anything.
You're not the only one that's died multiple times here, Warren.
So I'm not the only one that should be hesitant.
And what do you not trust me? As the captain walks through the door again.
Like I said to them, and I'll say it to you, I don't think you're willing to drop everything for us, so it feels strange for us to drop everything for you and not know what we're getting ourselves into. Every single issue or anything that we've tried to do has been a surprise with almost no knowledge of what we're getting into.
And how would you know that I wouldn't drop everything to come help you all?
Just a feeling.
Interesting. Then you don't know me. Well, none of you know me. And I don't know all
That's
of
my
you.
point. Thank you.
And it seems that none of you know each other. I witnessed a lot of things. I've seen a lot of things. I seen one of you attack two you fellows. I'm not asking you to join. If you don't want to be on this, that's fine. We'll set sail tomorrow, and he goes, all of you can go back to Feilu. I told you, when the time comes, I will come to you whenever this link we have. But we also need to find other people. Am I wrong?
That's true.
You're not, but why don't we focus on that instead?
But who's to say if we help her, we'll find people along the way?
Or we'll lose people along the way.
Am I the only one that's thinking in the positive perspective of this?
Yeah, how has that worked out for you?
To try it?
I think it's a combination: stress, the unknown, and constantly being on the back foot, not having like a solid plan of what we're going to do, and being surprised all the time. I think that's the thing. I don't think. I don't know. I think some of us just want to take our destiny into our own hands. Is all.
Okay, so then vote for it. Are you two wanting to go back to Feilu?
I'm not sure. I'm still discussing. I haven't fully decided.
It seems to me that pretty sure on not wanting to help.
No. That's not really the case with me. Potentially, we could help. But I think things need to change if we are going to help. We're going to have to start. We all call the shots. We all decide what we're going to do, and then we do it. No more of this, well, I'm going to do my thing, you can come with me or not, kind of thing. We're the individuals here that are all sticking together. Everyone else has their own missions that they want to accomplish, and we're just along for the ride. I feel like
If
we all
I
need some safety.
remembered correctly, I hired you all on. That was it. I hired you, I paid you the first half, and I paid you the last because we got everything I needed. That was basically a mute contract. Now, from now on, you're free to go.
So tell me something. What makes you so sure that this decision is the right one?
I don't
What?
think that she can make that decision.
She did.
To go after the pirates? The ones that are going after me?
Yes, what makes you so sure that this is the right decision?
Then how is it the right decision of saying no, we don't help? Going off of the thing that even though she has said it that she would help. But if she goes in by herself, I'm not saying actually by herself, no other help from us, what could happen later
Okay,
when we need
you
her
understand that you raising an inquiry doesn't answer my question that I'm asking her, right? How do you know, and he redirects again, that you're making the right decision and not just sailing into your death?
That's why I'm going to the pirate lords, the 7.
And what are they going to do? Because we have no idea who they are and what they do and what they want.
Exactly. You don't know them. It's my decision to go to them and talk to them about the situation.
So it doesn't
I don't
matter
know
to
what they're.
you.
I'm not done. I'm not done talking. I don't know what they're going to say, but I'm going to try to convince them because this needs to happen. It doesn't matter anywhere upon the ocean water. The hand has been everywhere, terrorizing, kidnapping, and so forth. One of them has a bullseye on me. And what do you want me to do? Hide? No. I'm going to go down and I'm going to take him with me. But I don't plan to really go down because I want to survive this. I want to make sure the oceans are safe. That's who I am.
I'm curious what Nyx has to say about this. Is this another act of senseless violence, Nyx?
I'm just here listening to y'all. I mean, y'all are strategizing about what y'all want to do.
No. Is going after the Red Hand an act of senseless violence?
Going after people who are murdering and kidnapping constantly, it's her choice. She's not
Alright.
forcing me to be involved in it.
Alright, so you don't want to be involved in it. I'm just curious. Because this same exact situation has many parallels to the collective that we were dealing with, and the suggestions that I made.
And did we also forget that you're not the only one with a target on your head? And he points at Celeste.
As captain of my ship, I'm not asking any of you to come. But if you want to, fine. If you want to come to this meeting and see, fine. But if you don't, then tomorrow we'll set sail to Feilu. Drop you off. And then I will go to them.
All right. One more question. Does it matter to you that we were told to stick together?
She looks at you. And I will be. She points to Victor. He still has one of my sending stones. I'm just a message away.
Right. Almost like you were a message away when I was almost drowning. Or.
You.
Go ahead.
No, I'm going to keep my mouth shut.
You see, I just think you are all afraid of confrontation. You're afraid to ask questions. And I'm not, because that's what I do. I am not going to make
So
a
you're
decision.
blaming me?
No, I'm asking, what if you can't get to us and we need you? You're not just a
I didn't
message
know that
away.
you were drowning.
Both you and I were both drowning. And everyone was panicking.
I'm just raising a point. We were told to stick together to protect each other. A message away is not a real thing.
I didn't know that you both were drowning. Nobody said anything to me.
It's not honestly like you could have helped anyways. It was merely a minute or seconds that it all happened. I think that's the point that he's getting at.
Right.
In any particular moment, you're not going to be able to react within seconds.
And this might sound like I'm just concerned for my own safety, but what I'm trying to get to the point is that we're supposed to all stick together. So why is it better for us to split up, or her to split up, or anybody to split up?
No one has even brought up a splitting up. Where is that coming into play?
She's going off. And unless we go with her, a decision she made, she is splitting off.
I am the captain of a ship.
I understand that, Captain.
And we still need to find other people. So therefore, you guys stick together. I can stay off keeping eyes out, and if I ever find somebody, I can give you a message.
I mean, I'm completely fine with whatever you wish to do. It's just the whole thought of sticking together. That's what he's trying to, say. If we're all part of this dream. But I feel like everyone's entitled to do whatever it is they want to do. By all means, if you want to sail your ship and continue on, by all means, I would do so. Give us a little more time to think about it. It's a little hard right now.
I have a till tomorrow.
Mhm.
She leaves the room.
She really took offense to question asking. I understand what you're trying to do, Voron. I respect it. It's important that we ask the hard questions sometimes, even if it don't make people feel good.
He nods.
And Celeste, you mentioned that you want to go help the captain. Is that right?
I believe in allies. Yes.
I also believe in that. That's why I fucking agreed to this.
Yes, but are we saying allies are the pirates?
Her.
Her?
Yes, but she's going to go off and do whatever it is she wants to go off and do. Right? She made that obviously clear.
Well, look. When the time Cecily just kind of looks away to all of you. When the time comes where my home is, it meets the ocean, and it'd be good to have a ship.
Well, she's only a call away.
Warren smirks.
She looks up and sees you smirk. I'm gonna get fresh air. And she leaves.
Fair.
I'm getting out of this too. It feels
Oh.
like we're just not going anywhere.
We still need to figure it out.
But I
Alright.
do think it's a good idea to catch our breath, let tensions die down, and emotions calm.
Yes, of course. But sure. I'm going to speak with Voren for a moment.
Alright.
I mean, you're more than welcome to join if you're not, wanting to cool off. But I still want to try to hash out some of this, so we at least have some sort of idea. All right, the thing. So Victor will kind of, I guess, scooch closer towards Brick, and anyone who else wants to listen, he kind of nudges or directs them over. So here's my thought on it. Right, the thing that pisses me off a little bit is she decided what the group was going to do,
No,
and
she
then
didn't.
she's making the choice to go fight the Red Hand. She has done that, right? And in that effort to say we're going to stick together, or we're supposed to stick together, we feel like we need to stay with her, right? Because that's what we're supposed to do, isn't it? Not.
Mm-hmm.
So doesn't it irk you just a little bit that she's making that decision without all of us? But regardless, say we don't do that. We go do what we're going to do back in Phalu, potentially the collective, right? Are we going down similar paths? I just want to point out some hypocrisies. She's obviously going to. I'm completely down with her going to destroy the Red Hand. By the way, that's perfectly fine with me. I suggested that we did the same thing with the collective. But when I suggest something like that, it's senseless violence. So, what are we really doing here?
The Red Hand, from my understanding, and I don't know much about them, from what I do know, is this wake of destruction that they cause with anyone that they meet. She'll gesture over to the boy. Had you forgotten how we met the boy?
Absolutely not.
And Belle?
Nope, I remember completely. Have you forgotten about the collective sneaking on the ship and almost running off with the egg?
Opportunity. And we
Mhm.
dealt with them. However, the collective does not have that. How should I put it? The collective is more underhanded and works in the shadows rather than outright blatant violence that needs to be ended.
I think that's your opinion.
I
I
agree.
think a 5,000, 10,000 gold bounty. How do you think that's going to go off in wherever these pirate lords are at?
I think we're underestimating the
Um,
collective.
I think so too.
I'm not saying that we are or aren't. What I'm saying is that there is a difference in public opinion between the collective, which is a known branch of merchants who buy and sell things that are rare and exquisite and may have come by in underhanded ways, but are generally seen in a non threatening light by most of the public, where the Red Hand is feared by their name alone and only causes death and destruction wherever they go. It's like comparing apples to oranges. While there are similarities, there are stark differences as well.
But that's subjective.
Exactly. It's very subjective.
Because no matter, depending on where I live or what my stature is in society, one could affect me a lot more than the other.
I don't think the Red Hand would really care what your stature is.
But the collective does. If they have an influence in governments, in towns, in cities,
I'm not saying that they don't have to be stopped. But it's not a senseless violence to stop someone that is actively just causing harm and nothing else.
What do you think a 10,000 gold bounty is? Is that not actively causing harm?
yeah, Warren physically looks confused.
I understand where you're coming from with the bounty, and I'm not saying that that's a right or wrong thing. What I'm saying is that is part of the collective, not a whole.
The thing is, we don't know. You're making a lot of assumptions that we have no information about. What we do know is that there's very dangerous individuals that are seeking to find that egg no matter the cost. They're
Seeking
willing
to
to
find
spend.
Celestine, not the egg. They want the egg too, but from what I understand, the bounty's on Celestine. And
Yes,
we will
because
do everything that we can to keep her safe, regardless of that bounty.
yes, of course. But what do you think's more dangerous? The bullies that hang out on the block, or the shadow organization that pays with wealthy individuals that pay these individuals things to do their dirty work?
I would say that the bullies on the streets are the more present threat. But both roots need to be dug out of the soil.
Exactly. So why are we? I don't agree completely with you because you say the bullies on the street. Well, those bullies on the street will continue to come constantly because there is no end to the greed of man.
I don't agree either because for me, enemy that you know is not as scary as an enemy you don't.
Who knows? Even this collective could be behind the Red Hand.
That's a possibility.
Listen, I want you to understand that my opposition is not that I don't want to go after the Red Hand or help the captain. It's that there is a level of hypocrisy in the fact that we want to drop everything to help her because we should stick together. But in no moment did the us sticking together matter when she made the decision to go fight the Red Hand.
Victor would nod. That's what I'm getting at as well. She made the choice.
And I'm not and I also want to make it clear that I'm not saying that that isn't the necessary choice. I just want to know if she even thought it or just jumped to that conclusion because nobody else was part of that conversation. And we have to find others,
Also,
right? Yeah, we do have to find others. But what good does it do when one is going to war and the others have other things to do, or maybe we should go with her because we want to stick together but she doesn't? Like,
I would also like to point out her attitude during all that as well. She was very defensive. She was almost downright, you can come if you want or not, kind of screw you. It was kind of like, I'm going to do what I'm going to do regardless. And then she threw around, I'm a captain of a ship.
Which
Right.
means she has responsibility to others.
Of course, and we do not. I do not have a responsibility as a lord. If I was the one running the ship, if I was going around saying, well, I'm Lord Victor this, how many of you would be pissed off at me? It's not beat around the bush here. If I was claiming I had responsibilities as a lord back in my hometown, everybody would be like, oh, get over it, Victor.
Minerva, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Hey,
Okay.
Minerva.
Hi, Nikki.
At this point, you have been unconscious, but you have been slowly kind of waking up as you kind of hearing, Victor and Born, whatever the conversation that you came into, what you heard. You feel the fire, the warmth, and you're looking and you notice that you're not on the ship. You kind of look around and you notice that you are in a kind of like a hut. You're on like a cot. Any wounds that you had were been tended to. You can smell the herbs in the air. You definitely hear the jungles and the drums, and you feel like you've been here before. So you're kind of probably a little bit, waking up groggy, but there you are.
Okay. What's going on? What?
Oh, good morning, sleepyhead.
Good morning.
We're having a discussion. We've had a couple of heated discussions trying to figure out what we're trying to do. The gist of the matter is the captain is wanting to go fight the Red Hand. Oh, also, we're at the Voodoo Queen's Island. So the captain is wanting to go fight the Red Hand. She's wanting to go talk with some pirate lords or something of that nature, and take the fight to them. And we're trying to decide if that's the course that we need to take. Now, currently, there's a couple of camps of thought here. It seems mostly Voring and I are kind of questioning the captain a little bit, based off her deciding that she's going to go fight these Red Hand. I suppose we don't know if that's the correct course. Or if we should head toward Feilu and try to follow up with the plans that we had discussed previously. And the other camp is, well, we need more allies, so we should go with the captain and fight off the Red Hand. That's pretty much the gist of each school of thought. A couple of us are a little bit perturbed with the captain's behavior. Of course, we brought up points of we're all supposed to stick together. At least that's what we thought. And it seems the captain is going to do this regardless of what we think, honestly. So,
Would you like my suggestion?
mhm.
Why not at least go with her to the meeting and see how that goes? Gather what information to see what the scope of this will be, and make our decision then.
Well, what if it's too late? What if she won't drop us off? I think that's a decent idea. If we
We
can
can
get
talk to her about that. She did offer that as one of the options.
It's a good idea.
It's not a bad idea.
What if
Honestly.
everything goes south during this meeting, though?
That's also a possibility. We are meeting with pirates. So I suggest
We
we
could
probably
also go back to Feilu, and as soon as we get off the ship, run straight into the collective, and everything goes south from there. Either way, whatever we do, what we're doing is going to be dangerous.
Of course, but I'm being a little selfish here. I would like to make the decision for
I was just going to say that it would be our decision.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm willing
I
to
think
go
Voring
along
and
with this meeting.
I agree. I just think I don't know. I want to start making some decisions about my own fate. That's all.
That's well and good. I'm not trying to stop you from making any of those decisions.
It is
All
up
right.
to our own discretion if we go with the captain or not. Therefore, that is our decision. Nothing is being.
I will, of course, if we do a vote for it, I'll go with the majority. I'm just going to make my voice known, is all.
What do you think, Minerva, now that you are awake?
Uh, I mean, I know we're supposed to stick together. I don't know. I'm trying to process everything, I guess.
My counter argument was basically that it seems we have to bend to somebody else's decision that's also supposed to stick together with us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know. That's hard. Um, uh, I don't know.
My main concern with the decision is the fact that we're trying to get Celeste to wherever she needs to take this egg. If there's not a time limit on that, and she herself is willing to want to help, I'm more willing to help the captain. If she was on a time limit, we had already agreed to help Celeste first in her matters.
So you don't think the fact that she's
And I would
being
honor that agreement.
hunted down is a time limit?
Not the hunting down, the dragon hatching. If she has to get that egg to its destination by a specific time, that's the time limit I'm referring to.
Cough cough. She did say she would help. That she would want to help. Cough cough.
I said that!
Get back in here, Euphemia.
Nope. She's already gone.
I had
Well-
already said that even she wanted to help the captain.
She did say it. She did.
She does. And I said personally that I would do whatever Celeste decides. But I just think, and I don't care if I sound like the bad guy or an asshole. I think you're all too agreeable. I think you were afraid to ask questions. I think you're afraid of confrontation.
Think about it this way as well. Another point. If we are to go to the captain, how many of you think that the captain, if we made a suggestion, she would do it?
Depends on the suggestion.
I feel like we would get, I am a captain, and I do whatever I want, because it's my shit.
Wait, is that what she was doing?
She was a little hostile when we asked a few questions. She was a bit like, she kind of had the I don't need you attitude, if that makes sense.
I mean, you
Oh,
were coming at her pretty aggressive.
I was just asking questions that nobody else would.
Because I don't need to ask those questions.
Why? Because you trust her? You, the least trusting person
Yes.
in this group?
I trust the rest of you. And I trust her too. I also know that she can handle herself. To be quite honest, I'm not sure if she actually needs our help or not, but I'd rather help, if we can, and it's possible, than to let her fend for her own.
If she made that decision regardless, she's going to do it anyways. She's obviously thinks she's powerful enough to do it on her own. In my opinion, she needs to be brought down a peg or two.
Why?
Why should she be brought down a peg or two?
Why do you
Well,
feel that she needs to be brought down a peg or two?
don't you think she's acting a little cocky?
No.
She's what? If I came and told you, I, Victor, am going to go take on all of the collective, you're either with me or you're against me. I don't need any of you. You wouldn't think I would need to be brought down a peg or two.
The boy sits up. She didn't say it that way. I mean, she's going to try to get some help from these 7.
I know, but
But now you gotta think what you were just saying, though. Now you're putting words out there that doesn't sound.
she said she's only a call away. She's going to do what she's going to do regardless.
Okay? Maybe she
Mhm.
has business. You don't know that.
All right, boy, I did not ask you any questions. I'm trying to talk with the group here.
Yeah,
But you're talking
I'll
loud.
tell you something, kid. You're going to be disappointed a lot in life.
Well, it seems that all of you are disappointed.
Yes, because we're older and we've experienced things. There's a reason why we're thinking about these things. There's a reason why we're asking these questions. Not everything is black and white in life.
Okay. Well, I have something against the Red Hand myself. They took down the boat that I was on and they killed people who I knew. And the Red Hand is after the captain. She said it multiple times.
Yes, and the collective is after Celeste. Who are we trading lives? Is the captain more
Okay,
important than Celeste?
And she also said that you don't need to go. She could send you back home.
But we need to stick together. That's the thing she seems to be forgetting. Why is us wanting to stick together important, but why does she seem to dismiss it?
Okay. Then think about it this way. If she did stick with you all, where do you guys go? What are you guys going to do? The oceans out there are going to be bloody. At this point, she is doing something. And maybe, yes, maybe she's not thinking about all of you at the moment. She is thinking that she needs to help destroy them. Or try to, or do whatever.
The oceans are her home.
Right. And what about
She wants
ours?
to fight and defend them.
What about Celeste's home?
Do you not? Are we not helping her with that? Even Celeste said that she wants to help the captain, so that when it's time to take back her home, the captain can help with her ships and any allies that she has to fight on the seas next to her home.
I just think we're being very quick to make a decision.
We're not, because we haven't come to a decision. Either way, we're still talking in circles.
I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of defense and trying to break down our arguments and make us feel like we're stupid when obviously we're not.
This coming from the people who are saying that we're cowards because we're not even asking questions. As she looks to Warren.
Yes, and if anybody didn't hear me, I can say it louder.
I just think there's a lot of hypocrisy. It's like I make a suggestion to do something in terms of the collective. It's seen as, oh, we cannot do that because violence, etc., etc., etc.
No, I didn't say you couldn't fucking do it. I said I'd be no part of it.
Yes, so you
Don't
wouldn't
go
have.
throwing fucking words in my mouth.
All right, so explain to me how this is not senseless violence? It's the same exact fucking situation, Nick.
And did I once say I was going to be joining the captain in this fight?
Well, why don't you speak up and give us your opinion for once? Please elaborate.
At this point, I think we're a fucking doomed group.
We're not doomed. We just need to figure out what we're doing.
Well, y'all have fun figuring that out.
That's
Make it walk
helpful.
out.
Very helpful. This is fucking ridiculous.
As you guys continue to talk, Euphemia, you walked out. Did you want to do anything?
I think she would just, because she's very fucking frustrated, so she would probably go to the beach and would just start like throwing rocks into the water.
Okay. Is there anything else you want to do while you're throwing rocks?
I feel like she'd be kind of like cursing and shit too, but talking wise to anybody at the moment, no, 'cause she's not really the best time to try and do that. 'Cause she wants to talk to the Voodoo Queen, but right now she's upset. It would be a good idea.
Okay. Celeste is doing her own thing. Nix, you walk out. Did you want to do anything?
Nyx would go and try and find the Voodoo Queen.
Okay. She is easily spotted. She's talking to some of her people.
He would walk up to her.
Pardon the interruption. I have a quick question for you, since this is your island and home.
Of course. Go ahead and ask.
Is there a place I might go and vent some frustration without possibly harming any of the wildlife?
Yes, if you want to go, she points. We go to the north. You see, there's plenty of beach, and no harm will be done.
All right, thank you.
He'd make his way that way.
Okay. All right. Going back to the rest of you. What are y'all doing?
I think it is probably a good idea to again take a step back, take a deep breath, and try to calm down. Because things are getting heated, and the more they get heated, the more somebody's likely to say something they can't take back.
Fair point, Magpie.
Glenn walks in. He looks over you, just gives you a nod. Looks towards the boy. Okay. Yeah, just a headache.
Sorry about that, kid.
It's fine. And all of you?
Differing opinions. But otherwise, everyone seems to be safe and whole, for the most part.
You know.
Emotions seem to be very high. What about the others? You, Meg? You saw Keys around here somewhere.
Yeah, I don't know what he's doing, but he's doing something. All of us is, doing all right after a fight. Sometimes, the blood keeps rushing. People say something and then eventually regrets. Or none. Depends on the situation.
I'm the person.
But hopefully whatever you make, whatever the decision is, decide amongst all.
How do you feel about going to war, Gail?
Who?
How do you feel about going to war?
No, you said a
Glenn.
name. What was the name?
It's Glenn, not Gail.
Whatever.
I follow my captain. And if war she wants, I'm with her.
You never
Do you think
disagree.
this is a war she could win?
There's a reason why she said that, and the reason why she is going to war, and I agree with her. Most of us do. We have been on these waters, we have seen things, hear things. And to hear that the Red Hand can be in one area, destroying it, move on to the next. I've seen Navy ships trying to take them out. And I've seen Navy ships being destroyed. So yeah, I'll follow her. I have a reason. She saved me. I owe her.
Just because something has good reason doesn't make it a good idea.
Well, any good idea a good idea? Or is it a bad idea? Or bad ideas good ideas, or good ideas are bad ideas? You don't know.
Do you think it's a good idea to make a deal with pirates?
I mean, that's the captain.
So you just blindly follow? No questions asked?
No. No. Some of these pirates she has talked to. So we know some of these pirates. She's a merchant after all. And some of them stay away from her. Some of the pirates are, I'll say some of these lords are very questionable. But some of them are, they want to defend the seas. They want to protect the seas. And not all pirates go after merchants or, mere vessels. Some of them go after pirates themselves.
Why do they call themselves pirates then, not the Navy?
Oh, I mean, they do steal.
Oh, well, still
There's no
pirates.
ifs yeah, there's no ifs and buts about it. But
Pirate
they
with
are
pirate others, essentially.
something like that. But it would be up to them if they want to. But then at the same time, everybody thought the Wind Dancer was a ghost ship. The mere mirage when they see. But all of you've seen it. You've been on the ship, and you know that ship does a lot of odd things. The captain has a good heart. Do I think this might be a little too much? Sure. Is there a reason why the Red Hand is actually going after her? Maybe. Things happen for a reason. Destiny, fate, whatever you want to call it. He rolls his eyes. I did hear part of the conversation when all of you were talking with the captain. Whatever all of you are linked to each other. Whatever this stay together situation is. She has a lot of things on her mind. And there is a reason why she can't follow all of you. Just yet. At the same time, at least this connection, she told us about the dream. can't say too much because that's not my story to tell. But I know that she does keep her word. And when the time is right, she will be there with all of you. But all I know is this is something that she needs to do. And I understand that somebody's after Celeste, this collective, which I've met and dealt with myself. And they could be quite something, especially what they want. So just take a moment, think. Because no matter what happens, what the future holds for all of you, for us, he points to himself, points to the boy, points outside. Whatever your guys' fate, we're also tied into that as well.
I think some of us are just a bit frustrated that we don't have any sort of decision making in our fate. We never have all the information. We can never make an informed decision. I think we just. It's very frustrating being led around constantly, not being able to make informed decisions. And then the second that we actually have a plan of what we're going to do, this new notion to shake up everything, it would be much more easier if everybody was more forthcoming and outright with the reasons for what they do with what they do, especially with the captain. You said the captain has things, but the captain does not talk about those things.
It's true. Some of the things the captain doesn't even tell us.
I know, and that's a problem.
Is it? I've been
It
with the
is.
captain for about 15 years now.
Well, you are a member of her ship, and you have her implicit trust and all that. If you don't want to see all the cards on the table, that's all. It's up to you. I like to see all the cards on the table, so I can make the best informed decision for myself, and to, I guess, to essentially help the group. I'm not. I've stopped my entire life for all this. We all have. When do we get to say?
Right here,
I
right
mean,
now.
Exactly, Magpie. And that's why we're having this conversation. That's why Voren has Brick has brought up some of the very tough questions that needed to be asked. That's why I'm airing my concerns. I know we got heated and all that, but I think it was bound to happen. That's what happens when secrecy, above all.
well, maybe talk to the captain because I know her. And yes, we just got on the ship and she looked out to them and saying that she's going to war. At that moment, at that time, there's times, I mean, you cannot tell me that any of you has never said something that comes out of your mouth before you think. Because it's in a heated moment or even a heated battle.
Boyan points at Victor
Yes.
jokingly.
Oh, of course, absolutely. But I always get put in check. This is the first time your captain has.
But that's her decision. She is the captain of the ship. And she's going to do what she thinks or she knows is right. Depends on the situation.
Of course, we must appease
So-
the ego of the captain.
And didn't you call yourself a lordship?
I did, but do you see any part of my power being thrown about here?
No, because the captain is the captain of the ship. Now, once
Of
you are
Of
off
course.
to whatever you are, then you could throw your lordship around. Right?
Yes, you don't have to remind me. You're just simply bringing up the hypocrisy that I've been talking about this entire time. We know that the captain is the captain, and the captain is going to do what the captain is going to do. We know this.
Okay, so then why do you keep bringing it up?
Because that's the problem.
All right, I'm finished talking with you.
But anyway, I think you and I, Victor, we did say, right, I guess, majority rules. So I'm pretty sure that the decision has been made. So while I still have anything to do with my own fate, I'm gonna go find out something before I die. And he'll say that as he tosses a coin up in the air and like catches it.
Could you use some company?
Sure.
I will go with you then.
All right.
So
Lauren and Victor leaves.
yeah, Brick is gonna try to find the Widow Queen.
She's easily spotted. She's talking to some people.
Hi, are you still by any chance willing to do readings of any sort?
Yeah, of course. Do you need is it by yourself or a group?
No, I want to know something about me, but he's more than welcome to be there.
Alright.
I'll put in 5 gold as well, perhaps a little more with the reading, but focused on myself.
Okay, so these two are separate then.
Yes, I don't want to interfere with what he wants to ask.
Well, follow me. She'll walk and you follow her into her tent. She places a basket. Who goes first?
Brick, of course.
Thank you.
All right. Go ahead and place what you're offering.
So he'll place 5 gold into the basket.
Okay. In the basket, the gold disappears. What is it that you want to know?
You said we had gotten the 60 earlier, right?
What was
You
it?
said we got the
Yeah, we
60.
got the
Yeah, I
60
forgot
gold.
to add it.
Yeah.
So I'll add 55 instead.
Wait, what did we get?
We got paid.
Oh yeah,
got
you all got
paid.
paid.
60
How
gold.
much?
60 gold.
So he sits down and he puts that in there, and he'll just look at her and say, "Who is she?"
Who is what?
The woman in the moonlight. Who is she?
Oh. She begins to shuffle her cards. The first one she draws out. Interesting. The card reveals the moon. A full moon.
He rolls his eyes.
But in the middle of the moon there's 2 eyes. Nothing you recognize or can feel at the moment. Oh, these eyes are watching you. The only thing is, these eyes are nowhere near here.
He raises his brow.
They are definitely from somewhere. Somewhere far away. She kind of, her eyes start to glaze over. And she blinks. Huh. Let's see what the second card reveals. Second card reveals a ship in the sky. You see tentacles. Interesting. This is a blank card, but yet it reveals something. Give me a Constitution saving throw.
Okay. He would after that he would have looked at Victor kind of nervously. Oh, you know what? I don't think I have the plugin installed on this computer. I rolled a 12.
You rolled a 12? Okay.
A 13, sorry, because +1.
Okay. Your head starts to hurt a little bit. In a way, you start to trying to scratch at your eye. Different sounds come through. You feel yourself in a closed area, trying to move, trying to be free. Eventually, something opens, and you're almost tossed out. The ground is disgusting. Come back as your eyes snap back to the Voodoo Queen.
What the fuck?
You all right?
Did you do that? And he asks her.
No?
Would he recognize the
Always
surroundings?
ask permission. Yeah. If you wanted to. But it also feels like a distant dream.
Mhm. You're manipulating my dreams.
I do not do that. That is not me.
See, but it's not possible.
What do you mean? People or things can be possible.
I was taken, or I just saw a place that I feel like I've only been in my dreams. Something maybe just created by my imagination.
Sometimes dreams tell us things. But don't forget, there is a goddess of dreams. She smiles.
Right. It's been telling me to speak to gods.
It's okay. You don't have to be scared of gods.
I'm not scared of gods.
Last card. She puts it down. In this card, you see a shield that looks like it's silver and a mace. What you could tell somebody is holding, like bracing themselves. And you see black hair a little bit of red. Huh. This here is saying it's not yet to be revealed.
Why? That's what I need to know. Who is that?
Whoever it is not yet.
He would like pinch the bridge of his nose.
She lingers and she touches the card. Interesting.
Should I be concerned?
Voodoo's queen's eyes turn white. Her voice changes. Don't worry, I will keep you safe. I made a promise.
His eyes widen.
I'll take you home. I'll take you home. Don't worry. Find you. Voodoo Queen's head leans forward. She opens her eyes.
I saw as she's when that he would lean forward and he would be like, "Wait, Sage," and then just coming to the realization of what he just said. He looks at Victor and just sits down and tries to compose himself.
I don't know about you, but when something tells me to not worry, it makes me worry.
Yeah.
What was that all about?
The Voodoo Queen slowly picks up every single card and puts it on
He
her
seems
desk.
kind of in shock at the moment, just kind of sitting there, shaking his head slightly and saying, I don't know. I don't fucking know. He looks so frustrated.
The Voodoo Queen shuffles. One falls out. She picks it up and looks at it. A message for you. She turns it around and shows you. You see a door and a key.
This is for me, you said?
Mhm.
He looks up at her, not really knowing what to make of it.
When the time is right, you will find this. But you must go to a goddess.
Fine.
When the moment's right.
He,
But at the same time, you must find out or remember which one.
he nods. He looks over at Victor and says, "Do you need me to step up?"
No, of course not. Voodoo Queen, Miss Voodoo Queen. All the Is this confidential?
What's the question?
If I was to ask a question, would this stay between us or would you spread it around? Or not would you tell someone if I asked a question about someone else?
Anything that stays in the room stays in the room.
Very well. I want to know what the captain is and how she got her power. And he puts the 5 gold into the thing.
The gold disappears as she begins to shuffle. First card. You see an island. You recognize what this island looks like. You had vacation on it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she's from this island.
Mm-hmm.
Second, the blue ship. Yeah. You've been on the blue ship before, and that's her friend.
Mm-hmm.
And the last is a blank card. Something doesn't want you to know.
What do you mean something doesn't want me to know? I'm confused.
The card is blank. I can't say anything. And she shows you the card, literally.
Hmm. Very well. All right. Thank you, I suppose.
Of course. Anything else?
No, that's it for me.
She shuffles the card. Another card pops up. Ugh, these cards have their mind of their own. She looks at it. Her face kind of holds still. She looks at it, and then she looks at you. She turns it around, and she shows you. You see a port that you recognize, that you've been to. You know it because you live there. But in the corner, you see a flag with a red hand. She closes her eyes. It has not come to pass, but it could. Something is shifting in the air. She decides to draw another card. Another port. Both you recognize, especially Brick. Your home. Flags of the red hand. She pulls another and another. Different ports. The Voodoo Queen puts her hand and slams it down upon the cards. Stop. The cards begin to shift and move and change, and they become all blank. She looks at both of you. The cards tell things that could be and couldn't be. Things can change and shift. Something is doing this, and I don't like it myself. She picks up the cards, puts them back in a deck. She puts it aside. If that is all, that is all.
I think Victor would stand up and nod and slowly back out of the tent if they're in one.
Same. Yeah, he'd just follow. But
Yeah,
he would actually say under his breath, thank you, as he's walking out.
Yeah. She would nod and You're welcome. But she herself looks pissed. Like
Yeah.
something she does, like something out of her hands kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of White Warren's walking out quietly.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think as they both step out of the tent, Victor will look to Brick. So all these ports with the red hand. I refuse to believe that the red hand could take all these ports by themselves.
I'm really worried about these pirates.
How strong can they really be? So this is what has me so confused. Yes, they seem like a powerful bunch, but my home, we're not any slouches. We probably have one of the best magic schools on that part of the continent. Yet we're supposed to, with this one ship, we're going to be able to stop all this.
I was talking about the 7 pirate lords or kings.
Oh, all right.
I don't know what's going to happen just strolling up and asking these people for help.
At this point, when
also-
you guys are walking, the Voodoo Queen literally walks past you guys, and both of you feel a chill.
Like she's kind of like rushing past us.
Yeah, and the one thing is this chill just touches your guys' spines.
What the fuck?
That didn't feel too
She
good.
is pissed.
Or maybe where is she running? Is she like? She seemed like she's running like pretty quick.
It's like a fast, it's like a fast walk, like
Yeah,
a super
angry
fast
walk,
walk.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's like power walking. Okay.
Yeah.
Does she look like she's going somewhere with
Yeah,
purpose?
she's.
Or?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I think I want to kind of follow her a little bit. Do you want to follow her?
Would it be possible? Because like Euphemia, I put in the chat like Euphemia would be walking around at this point.
Mhm.
She probably would just like if she sees the Voodoo Queen, it's just like, when you get the moment, because she can tell she's pissed.
Yeah, I mean, she walks past you and she stops. I mean, I'm gonna say, yeah, you do find some kind of drink, some kind of liquor.
Yeah.
You would probably seen Lauren and Victor kind of like talking to each other, and then next thing you know, boom, you see the Voodoo Queen walking past, and she stops. And now you guys see, almost each other or whatever, and you see the Voodoo Queen's eyes glow bright. I will have time. That's
Yes,
right now.
I know. You look busy and you look very pissed. When you get the chance, I just want to talk to you.
Mhm. As she walks past, you feel in your spine that chill,
She visibly would like shudder.
and you see around you, because the spirits are now coming out.
Mm-hmm.
They look like they're ready for war.
I feel like if the two boys are paying enough attention, Euphemia's face would just go, "Oh, fuck."
Yeah, we're definitely gonna like wave you over.
Yeah, for sure.
Like,
We're very
Victor's
concerned.
gonna be like try to follow. Yeah, like I think Victor, he's like, I think something's going on. We might want to stick close.
Yeah, I think Brick would have probably like gestured for you guys to go ahead, and I was going to try to find everyone else.
Do you want to know what I just fucking saw?
Mm-hmm.
I'll stop.
All of the spirits here are pissed and look like they're about ready to go to war.
Oh shit.
That's what I just fucking saw.
I'll get everyone else.
I think Minerva's still back in the hut. Did you ever move?
Yeah, she would have left, like, kind of wandered around.
Did you want to do anything when they had their conversations and stuff?
No, she'd probably just be thinking on like what the others told her and stuff. So her being banged up, was that from last session? I can't
Yes,
remember.
yes.
Okay.
Eventually you're healed. It was a very slow heal, but if you wanted to, you could have healed yourself, but you would have noticed like where the arrows hit you, there's some kind of like a band-aid and some herbal there, so you can actually remove and heal yourself. That's fine. Um, it's a nice herb.
Was there a long rest for that?
Not just yet, no.
Okay. No, she'd pretty much just be like tending to her wounds and whatnot and just thinking on what they told her.
Okay. Then if you were to find a spot, you would have actually probably of seen either Euphemia or Brick and Victor, and then all of a sudden you just see a really pissed voodoo queen, kind of like going in a direction, and you just feel just this coldness in your spine.
Okay.
And Magpie, how about you?
Since everybody has left the tent, Magpie would actually go and try to see if she could find the captain.
Okay. As you look around, you don't see her. If you wanted to ask somebody, you can.
She would ask around. If Glenn was still around after she like poked her head out of the tent, she would ask if he knew where she went.
Oh yeah, he will point. He will point. Kind of like he will point to a direction. He goes, just she's on some kind of cliffside up that way.
You know her better than I do. Would it be unwise to go and ask a question of her?
I mean, you could. It's up to you. Sometimes, people need to be by themselves for a moment, but if you want to ask.
I hate doing it, especially if she wants her time. But if we only have until morning, better get it done and ask now until waiting till later. She'll like take a few steps out of the tent before turning back. Keep the kid company.
He nods.
And she'll try to go up in the direction he pointed towards the cliff sides.
Okay.
To see if she can find them.
Yeah, I mean, there's a trail that you can follow as you are walking. The rest of you, Brick, you do see Celeste. She's kind of sitting, looking like facing the towards the jungle kind of thing, just kind of sitting there.
So he'd come in rushing, and he'd just be like just quick stop. Voodoo Queen is pissed right now. We need to go.
Why is she mad? And then all of a sudden you kind of see her like move, like she got to chill. Ooh, okay.
I don't know, something is like fucking with her. She was doing, and he's just kind of like stumbling all over his words. Just come.
That's when you probably just be like, hold on, slow down. What the fuck happened?
We were trying to get some just information, and I wanted to ask about the woman that doesn't matter. And then Victor asked his own question, but the cards started going blank, and they almost seemed to rebel against her, and she wasn't happy, and something is fucking with her ability to see shit, and she's just not happy.
See. That kind of makes sense why the spirits here are very pissed.
Yeah, you look around again and they are chanting. You see somebody who looks like taking like almost like a commander,
Mm-hmm.
just chanting and hitting their shields.
Oh yeah, they are definitely ready to fight. And you all would just see her like staring.
Wait, what? Wait, who? What's happening? We have to find everyone else.
I don't know. I feel like something's here.
Possibly. Well, we're about to go find out.
If I look around, can I see anybody in the group? Like close by?
I mean, you do see you know, you do see Brick and Celeste, you guys. You don't see Magpie, you don't see Nyx. Minerva is just eyeball, like she's further down, but you can see her.
If I can see Minerva, I'll cast a message spell, and I'll say, "Up here, on the hill, behind you, it's me, Victor. We're all kind of gathering to figure out what's going on with the Voodoo Queen. You can reply to this message."
Oh, okay. I'll make my way over there. So she'd head where he mentioned.
Mhm. Nyx, you are out. You find the place that the Voodoo Queen has mentioned, and it's a nice area, huge, where you could do whatever you want to.
All right. So, yeah, I need to do this real quick. Okay. Yeah. Nyx would be immediately going into his wrath form, but the normal yellow glow that comes off of his eyes would currently be tinged with red. And he would let out just a feral scream and start wildly swinging at the air.
Okay. Minutes, moments passed. Eventually, your rage has to leave. Take a deep breath. Then, side of your eye, like a glance, you see movement. Do you look that way?
Yes, he would.
As you look, you see what you thought you saw was a raven. And you know deep down the sign of what that could mean. But the movement didn't come from the raven, it came from something else. You see ghostly figures for the first time in your life. The raven looks towards them. You see shields and staffs or spears. And they are going towards the village. You feel the drums, the beat in the air. An echo in your head, you hear war. As you blink, you don't see the spirits. And the raven disappears.
Look back down for a second. And then compose himself and start making his way back towards the village, but on like real high alert.
Okay, you do make your way back. Magpie, you continue on this road. It's a very long road. You can almost tell why the captain took it. Maybe for thoughts. You feel the air chill around you. You hear somebody behind you. What do you want to do?
She hears somebody behind her. She's immediately going to turn around, obviously.
As you look behind you, you see the Voodoo Queen just past you. She looks like she's on a mission. And then you feel in your spine a chill.
That doesn't feel good. Everything okay? Obviously not, but good, I
She
asked.
looks back and you see her eyes glowing. And she continues forward. Do you continue the path?
I think that she would, and she'd pick up the pace a little bit to kind of keep up with the Voodoo Queen. If something's going on and she knows that the captain's that way, she most likely follow right after. She doesn't know everybody else is gathering behind them.
The rest of you kind of gather. Eventually, Nyx, you see your companions. Around you, the village is kind of now quiet, cautious. They seem to whisper to each other. And then they kind of slowly go into their homes. What do you guys want to do?
Victor's looking for anything that could be considered a threat. He's like seeing if there's anything that looks like they're trying to attack or surprise attack us.
Give me a perception check.
If I can find it, there it is.
From what you can see, it's nothing. Nothing looks like out of the ordinary. You see people going into their huts.
I guess he would try to find see if he can find a spot so that he can see out at the ocean.
Mm-hmm.
And just look and see if he sees anything on the horizon.
Okay. The rest of you? Is any of you going to try to follow where the Voodoo Queen went, or are you guys staying?
I think Euphemia will, because wherever the spirits are going, she's gonna go see.
Yeah, Brig will go with her.
Was Minerva with them?
Yes. She did.
Okay, yeah,
You
she would
eventually
go
did.
with- Okay.
Okay. Celeste will go.
And then she'll look over to where Laura is and be like, keep an eye out just in case if someone is following us that we don't know.
Okay. And then she kind of starts to hover above you guys. Well, you guys don't know. She does.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Are you guys so Victor, you're the only one that's staying behind?
Well, he's gonna follow, but he's gonna try and get a view of the ocean if possible.
Okay. And Nyx, are you following?
Yup.
Okay. As you guys I need to know the pace. Are you running or are you jogging or are you walking?
Kind of like kind of going like start off like that quick walk type of thing, and should probably start like running.
Okay.
Euphemia will start running. If she's seen the spirit start to run, she's gonna start running.
Yeah, at this point they are running. Are you guys following the run?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'm
Yes.
flying. What you talking about?
don't
Must be
Okay.
nice.
Magpie, you are trying to keep up with the Voodoo Queen, but you swear she is getting faster and faster. Eventually she moves off the path as I would say, Euphemia, you see somebody probably 50 feet in front, which you would recognize the cloak and the hair.
Mm-hmm.
As Magpie looks like she is, walking faster or running.
Yeah. Then she'll be like Magpie, just to get her attention.
I saw where the Voodoo Queen stepped off the path, right?
Yes.
Magpie will, after hearing her name, point in the direction that she saw the Voodoo Queen and keep following her.
And that's where
Especially
the spirits
now
are
that she's
going
off the
too.
path.
They're following.
All
and
right.
then she'll follow.
Victor, you are running, but you're still keeping an eye. You don't see anything. I mean, it is a dense forest, but once in a while it breaks. But what you can see, you just see ocean. There's nothing out there
Okay.
just yet. Yeah. So you
Well, then
guys,
he would just
Mhm.
focus on running. And
Okay.
keeping up.
Eventually you guys also go off the path. Magpie, you are first to see. You see the Voodoo Queen and the captain talking to each other. You see the Voodoo Queen almost well, no, she's floating and she is talking to the captain. Her hair seems to be just flying around her. You can't quite make out what she is saying. Depends how closer you want to get. Magpie.
It might help if I unmuted myself. I'm eating at the same time. I don't want to eat people too. At the moment where she is, seeing that it's her and the captain speaking, and obviously there's something going on, she'd probably stay at the edge of where like the brush is
Mhm.
to see what's going on before moving forward.
Yes, this area, it's definitely a cliffside. You could definitely see like the ocean, the clouds, and everything. You can almost see half of the island from here. Where they're standing, it's all rock. There's no shrubbery or bush or anything. There is a mountainside behind them. And again, you just feel the eeriness of the chill surrounding you guys. Eventually, you guys do catch up and you see where Magpie is standing. And then you see the whole scene where the Voodoo Queen is talking to the captain. She is floating, her hair is flying in this almost non-windy area. And she just looks pissed and she is pointing out in the water. But you guys can't make out what she is saying.
Is there any spots closer to be able to hear the conversation?
Are you trying to sneak up?
Actually, well, I think she would try to, yes.
Okay, give me a stealth check.
Okay. Stealth. Oh, okay.
Okay. There is a shrubbery that you start to go to and walk to.
Mhm.
As you just hit it, in front of you, you see a shield. And you see the ghostly shield. And then when you look up, you see what looks like a mask, like a skull. And you hear the words, "No further."
Do we see this?
No. You just see your Euphemia just stop and looking up.
And then she would like quietly say, "I want to help." To the spirit, "I want to help."
And don't sneak.
I think Victor would message, he casts the message spell to Euphemia. Is everything all right up there? You can reply to this message.
Because then she's like, I'm gonna try and talk to them. So you could see her like kind of get up and kind of slowly walk towards Captain Isla and the Voodoo Queen.
Yeah, when you get up, the person or the figure kind of puts the shield closer to them, like allowing you to pass. As you
Mhm.
walk, you start to hear Voodoo Queen saying, "He is messing me up. And now I am going to join you in the war." Isla. And no disrespect. No, 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 no. No. I now know who he is. And he wants to take you down. And he decide to fuck with me? I don't think so. And you now hear her, the echo of it. And plus, you are going to need help. So those 7 better be on your side, or I'm going to curse them all. Because no wonder these people can't outmatch them. Why? Because he's a demigod.
Who is the demigod?
The Voodoo Queen looks to you. The person, the one that's clad in all white, is just with a hand of a red.
A demigod of who?
Of the red hand.
I get that, but who is he the child of?
That I can't see. That I can't see on further, for it's blocking the vision. But for some odd reason, he is going after her. And for
Why?
your...
Sorry. Go ahead. Sorry.
And it seems that he wants to take over everything. Not just the seas. But the world itself. There's always something. Always. And in her pocket, she pulls out a card. And she shows you. This is a demigod. Can never see its face. Come on out. All of you
Yeah.
can join.
Yeah, she'd look towards the others after looking at the card and kind of gesture for them to come over.
Make
think-
I will.
She would cast a message looking at Warren saying, "You're wanting answers? You're going to get answers now."
Just walk up with the rest of them.
Make I will make her way up.
Nyx will fly up there because fuck walking right now.
I don't know what this thing is doing, but it's touching my island and my people and all these spirits. But I will be with you. So you better convince those bastards or they can come up to me. Because they know I help them. Or they want my help. Oof. Captain, you must convince them. Because if this thing is fucking with me, no telling how many mothers out there. How many more? And I have to consult my gods. My laws. And Captain nods. The Voodoo Queen takes a deep breath and she exhales. All of you around feeling that coldness kind of stops. Still lingers, but it's not as much. I apologize. Once the spirits
What
feel
for?
my wrath, they want to come and fight.
Don't think there's anything you ought to apologize for?
She nods.
Nyx looks up to the queen.
Are your spirits why I saw a raven on the beach?
She arches her eyebrow. Why would a raven be here?
Then I have my answer.
Hmm.
My queen demands. I will answer her call.
She looks to all of you. Sometimes decisions are made for us. But then we decide on what we do. Especially in the middle of a battle or war. Something's always going to follow us, no matter what it is. We will help each other. We will fight one another. But at the end, we'll be together. We do choose our fate. Sometimes fate chooses us. And I choose mine. She walks up to Victor. Don't worry. You have many things to choose before you.
It doesn't seem like it.
Not yet. But you will make a decision that will change your life. And maybe others. Everybody has that.
Well, if we're going to get brought into this, I need all of the information up front, right away. The plan, everything. I'm tired of being reactive.
The plan is, like I said, I need to talk to the 7. Convince them to join. Finding out that this is a demigod does put another spin on the wheel. Each of the 7 has their own ships, their own things that they're good at. And if we can convince them, then we can make a battle plan. And if you all want to be involved in that, feel free. We know the seas, but some of you all have your own strengths. And through me, your voices will be heard. And she looks at all of you. Is that all right?
I want to help.
I still want to help. If it's affecting the Voodoo Queen, who knows what it's going to affect next? Especially if it's a fucking demigod.
I will help as well.
I'll do as my queen requests. My axe is there.
She looks to Victor and Warren.
Drake will look at Celeste and just kind of slowly nod and say, "Yeah, I'll help. I am going to have a lot of questions along the way."
And she looks at Victor.
I suppose we have no choice now. So the party has spoken.
But what do you feel?
I feel like we are still being drug around by whatever fate with no real choice in the matter. Seems some sort of demigod. I will say, I don't want any secrets. I don't want you keeping information from me or the group. I don't want you. If anything, we're going to make choices together. If we can do all that, then sure, I'll help.
And what have I kept from you?
Well, part of it is we still don't know what those things were that we collected, even though we're not really entitled to it. We know
I'm
very
still
little of
waiting.
what.
I'm still waiting. I told you. A voice told me to go collect it, and I collect them. Nothing has happened. I'm still waiting.
All right.
And yes, back to what you all are saying to stay together. I did not hear that part. Not from me. The voice keeps telling me to look and search. So you gotta, it's a little maddening for me. I don't know what I'm searching or looking for, but it keeps telling me that over and over. So whatever's telling
Probably.
you to stick together, stick together.
She has been given her own task as well as we have our own.
Any other questions?
What are the chances the Elemental Queen's working for them?
That's a good question. I hope not. I really hope not. Because fighting those water elementals or corrupted ones was definitely something.
He nods slowly.
Anything else?
I have a small question, if I may. Uh, what about the other two? Uh, More or less, I know that we are meeting with the Seven Lords, but is there any chance that we would be making landfall to Port City anytime soon?
The one thing is, if you all agree to go, then we will head there tomorrow morning. They will be there.
Where's there?
Only thing is I can say is a place where no man has ever been to. A place where only pirates know.
This is going to be one of those things where you take us there and we can't ever leave because we've seen it and now we can't ever tell another living soul, is it?
I mean, you could try. It's like this island. It's always moving.
Oh, okay.
You're fine. Just stuff people tell you, scare you, like kids' stories kind of thing. But it is called the Iron Islands.
Would they have a market there? By any chance?
Oddly enough, yes.
That's good.
Well, I say we head down, get something to eat and rest, and we'll leave in the morning. And the captain starts to walk. And at this point, you don't see the Voodoo Queen. What are you guys doing?
Can I roll an insight check to see if I can put 2 and 2 together?
What are you putting two together?
If she can just like move at will around the island, did she want us to follow?
I mean, if you want to. For the Voodoo Queen?
Yeah.
Sure, if you want to.
I have no clue. Never mind.
I mean, all you know is the Voodoo Queen left.
I
You
think
would think that would be very strange, but
I think Euphemia is gonna go and talk with the Voodoo Queen, or
Mm.
try to.
Yeah.
What time is it?
You know, it doesn't. It's I would say like almost 4 or 5. You all skip lunch.
Is there any daylight left or no?
Yeah, I mean, the sun is setting. There's still daylight. You got probably another hour's worth. Did you want to do anything?
No, I think Brink will probably just turn around and say, I'm going to get something to eat. I'm starving.
I think Victor would follow, hoping to follow up with conversation a little bit later.
Food does sound good.
Yeah. Yeah, so you guys make your way down. People are actually moving about now. You do smell food in the air. It's being prepped. Euphemia, you see what you recognize the Voodoo Queen's tent, and there's like smoke coming from the top. So looks like she's there.
She would kind of come a little closer. She's like, "Can I come in?"
And of course.
And she'd enter. I just wanted a little bit more insight on the book.
Okay. What is the question?
It said like, what is the? Will I be learning more, or is it more of a thing that it will just happen over time? I'm a little confused on that part.
A little bit of both. You see, the book will reveal what you need to learn. When you
Mhm.
learn it, start to master it, start to use it. That's how teachers teach, right?
Mhm.
The more you use it, the more stuff will reveal.
How will I know if it's like the right thing?
Oh, you'll know. Just read upon those words again. And when the time comes, use it, use it. The more you use it, the more knowledge you know. And then it will grow.
All right. Did you go through the similar training?
Oh, I was born into this.
Mm.
So I had a lot of things around me. This, because you're brand new, well, to this type. and this knowledge. Others, you could learn. But it looks like you didn't have a teacher, did you?
Not fully, no. Not to the more for like to be able to like turn it off and on and such, that type of thing, but not really to use it like this.
I'll say this. There are certain things out there, even I know, can be a dread to the mind, the body, and the soul. The island here is where my people lived to be free, to be raised, to know. So, yes, there are many spirits upon this island, and I see them. But when the time comes when I need them, they will be there. Which you probably saw and you witnessed because I was really pissed.
Mm-hmm.
I even feel my loa stirring, and they're upset. They don't like this. I already felt a goddess not too long ago. But she only stayed for a brief moment and left. Another one I felt today.
Mm-hmm.
A little bird told me. But you don't need to worry. Anything else?
Mm-hmm. I not that I can think of at the moment. Am I able to, like, if I write something in the book, would I be able to talk to you with it? So if I have a question later.
She nods.
All right. If I'll probably write it to you then, if I ever do.
All right. Well, I smell the food, so you might as well get something to eat.
Yeah, since we haven't had lunch.
She nods to you. And she still sits in her chair, leaning back as you get ready to leave.
Mm-hmm. She'll nod and walk out.
The rest of you, at this time, food is getting served, so you guys can sit and talk to each other.
How many people is like listening to us at this moment? Or are we just together?
I mean, it's up to you guys what you guys want to do. I mean, there's table set. I mean, it's almost like a family cluster kind of thing. I mean, you guys can have your private table, but there's going to be people around.
It's like the cafeteria area on the ship.
Hmm.
I think Victor would just get his food and sit outside somewhere.
School cafeteria.
I think, yeah, Victor would just like get his food and sit outside somewhere, hoping that whoever wanted to talk would talk.
Okay.
Your family will walk over, just like standing all by yourself.
Yes, it's very hard to get privacy anywhere. Seems everyone has their 2 cents they want to put in. So I want to at least sit and, I don't know, discuss things without interference or being put down or whatever.
Do you not want me to be here?
No, I want the group here, of course. Just don't want everyone else. It's like every time we have a discussion, someone, pops their head in and tries to correct you, whether it's a little boy or who knows, Glenn, or whatever his name is.
I'm pretty sure it's Gail as I woke up.
What was that? Oh.
I will say this, it's a thing I've noticed that you tend to kind of put things into, or at least it seems to, that you're putting words into things that isn't actually how it was meant to be.
Am I really?
Mm-hmm.
How come I feel like anytime I make some sort of question or opinion, it's just immediately taken the wrong way, or Victor's wrong? Do I really belong here, Euphemia?
What's that supposed to mean?
I'm starting to wonder, honestly. It's like I'm always on the opposite end of everything.
It's not all the time. There has been a few times I have agreed with you.
I mean, I know, of
I've tried to
course.
give you the other side of the opinion or something like that, or the other part of an idea, just as something to think on. I'm not trying. I want myself specifically. I'm saying this for myself. And I've never tried to put you down. I've only just wanted you to see something from the another perspective.
No, I'm not talking necessarily about you. It's just
But that's just like on my perspective of it.
no. I understand. It's I don't know what it is about the captain that has me on such questionable. I don't know why I question things. I feel like the idea is just shut up, listen to what we're doing, and go along with it. That's what I feel like. It's like, Victor, just don't even talk. Just
Well,
sit there and be useful with your spells. Because it seems no
yeah,
matter what I do, it's always wrong for the majority
but
of people.
in the conversation like what we just had, that's how I felt.
Well, Brick brought up some good points. He brought up some very good questions.
It's good to ask those hard hitting questions, but how it came out was aggressive and was more just like, okay, that I'll just shut up and just let it go. Because after a bit, it just felt like we were going in circles. That's why I left. I was getting frustrated. Because again,
Yes, yes.
I try to explain it, but I don't know if I'm doing it wrong or wording it incorrectly or something. I don't feel like I'm being heard or I'm trying to explain something. And I am willing to give the captain my trust.
See, and that's the
It's
thing.
like the trust that I've given you.
I know, but I'm not. The captain. It's an entirely different relationship. Us with the captain. Us, we work together constantly. The captain has pretty much the final say in things. It's like, of
'Cause
course, when we took the contract, working
yes,
for them, perfect. Yes, I understand that.
but
But
also
now, with moving forward, I feel like that dynamic has shifted a little bit, right?
no,
If we're on
but
this world-saving adventure, whatever, I just
well, and like I pointed out earlier, the voice that's told us to stick together has given her a job.
I know, and isn't
And
that
it's
very
different.
convenient that just all of a sudden pops up?
Who knows if the other people in the dream also have a different job.
Yes, but
We won't know.
we didn't know that till just what recently when she said that. The whole point Brick was making earlier was all of us stick
Or
together.
I
We
was
all
going to
assume.
try and make that point, but it It didn't feel like you were wanting to hear it.
So she has an entirely different directive that we know of now, right? I think it's very strange. And two, I asked some questions about. I went to the Voodoo Queen to ask questions about the captain, about how she got her power, because she is more powerful than she lets on. And I find that intriguing and suspicious in a way. Even her card could not reveal the information about the captain. It's like, I think it's just so strange. And then, after all that, we have the Voodoo Queen that reinforces what the captain was saying, right? So now a whole plan that we planned for a day, now it's okay, now we have to go face this demigod. All right. Sure. Right. I saw what did I see? I saw ports uh destroyed, my home, things of that nature. And is the captain so powerful that she alone, well, perhaps with these other pirate lords or whatever, that they can handle this threat with, and everyone else just cannot? Like my home is it's home to one of the biggest magic schools on that side of the continent. And it can't defend itself, but the captain can? What is so special about the captain? It doesn't make sense to me. You might be muted.
I am, because my sister just got home.
Oh.
But this is the thing. She may be this powerful now, but she probably had to work for it.
I know. Well, I mean, but did she? Is something with the island? We don't know anything about her. And when you ask questions, she gets defensive.
Well,
And
when you were asking the questions earlier, you both were very aggressive.
even if I were to ask them nicely, she would still have the same attitude. And I wasn't necessarily coming at her in an aggressive manner. I was just stating some of the things that I feel like the group should be able to do. And Brick was very passionate, asking some of the tough questions. And it's like constant defensive mentality from the captain. And anytime we get to a certain point, it's all right. It's always, I'm the captain, blah blah blah. Right? I don't know how you feel, but I don't like being led around with no choice on my fate. And now we had to face this demigod, whatever, of the red hand. It just completely. We have no choice now. We have to do it. This is very, very frustrating. I don't know. I think I'm going to stop speaking up as much. I'm just going to toe the line. I'm honestly frustrated beyond belief.
No, don't stop yourself from talking about it.
I'm tired. I'm tired of anytime I bring up something, it's brought some sort of hostility or some sort of argument. I'm just going to stop speaking. I will let everyone else speak. I point out various things that I think are potentially hypocritical or potentially dangerous or things of that nature. I think it's just sure. Whatever is whatever. I think from this moment forward, I'm just not going to do that anymore
Victor.
because it's utterly pointless. We have this fate that we cannot escape. I don't know. It's just very frustrating.
I don't know what to say to even help me give you, because I don't like hearing you say, "Oh, I'm just going to just stop and not say anything and just be submissive."
Well, speaking up has got me absolutely nowhere thus far. So maybe if I find my place, someplace where I can actually speak and I feel like I'm actually heard for once. I don't know. I like the ship. I like all this, but there's not been an inkling of privacy at all. The ship knows what I'm doing at all times. I'm tired of being watched and judged. I feel like I'm judged, watched and judged all the time.
By who?
I don't know, by everyone. It's driving me mad.
Has anyone else at the party showed up at this point during this conversation?
I think Brick was there, so he heard this whole
Yeah.
conversation. I don't know what everybody else is doing.
Am I wrong to if I'm wrong feeling this way, then please help me figure out what I need to do, because I think I'm driving myself crazy.
I don't think anyone is judging you for it. Whatever, like, there are some things that, yes, it's just that comes out a little, like, far out, and that's why we talk about it. You see Euphemia just kind of trying to, like, at this point, she's, like, kind of, like, picking at, like, her head, and at some point, her bun just starts to come, like, a little bit more loose.
Oh, you're fidgety, Euphemia.
Yes, I
Don't
do.
be don't be nervous. Don't be nervous.
I'm not nervous. I'm getting frustrated. I'm trying to explain something, but the words aren't coming out. Because at the same time, I'm also trying to figure out how to say it right without making people upset.
No, just I need someone to just tell me, like, all these types of. It seems like when I ask questions, is it my mannerism? Is it me challenging the authority that pisses off the captain? What is it? I feel like the only option is just to fall in line and listen and be a good little boy, a good little Victor.
I character laughing.
I'm sorry. As soon as he said that, my immediate thought, "Who's your go, Victor? Who's your go, Victor?"
You know my stance. I don't think you're wrong. And it's not just because I agree with you.
I appreciate it. I find too many coincidences, and I know fate. That's the way it kind of works. But I'm tired. I think we've mentioned this. I'm tired of being always reactive to something. We can never be proactive, make a plan. We're always second to the information. Anytime we bring something up, it's I don't know.
I see.
We're made
it's
to
a-
look
it's a-
stupid.
I say it's like what they say is a temporary thing. Sometimes you have to go with the knowledge that you're given.
Well, why don't we just go off on our own as a group and find our own way to our own destiny?
And what would that be? Us going back to Felu and not doing
But
anything?
at least we would have a choice. At least we'd be able to decide where to go next for once.
I
We don't have
just.
to follow the rules of some captain.
I also just feel like it's. A lot of information is released when it's convenient. Why do you tell me one day you have nothing else to say, and then another you say something like, "Oh, well, I've been giving my own mission." Why didn't you say that from the beginning?
She did.
When?
Did she?
And when we all figured that out, we were part of the stream. And when you asked the first time, she said that the voice told her to go find it.
Yeah, the things that we were looking for, which is what she hired us for.
Yes, and also to search.
But we've also been given the mission to search as well.
To find the
This is
rest.
to find them. Yes.
Oh, but we found one, but we also have to let her go now. It's just like, I understand that I come off abrasive at times. And the problem for you guys, it's not a problem for me, is that I don't care. Because I have information that's being
That's
kept
part
from
of-
me. And I have expectations that are being upheld of me without information being given to me. Until it's convenient.
Exactly right. And I feel like if we're going to put our lives on the line on the constant, why are we following orders?
Why are we so okay with risking our lives consistently? Why are we so agreeable? Why are we just so, like, coasting all the time?
And now we have a demigod, apparently, to deal with. How the hell are we going to kill a demigod?
There are ways to kill him, not all a full god.
I mean, there's definitely, sure, there's ways, but it's always these incredibly impossible tasks, right? It's nothing we can handle on our own. Let's be completely frank here. We're not. We don't nearly have the power. So we're following around these people that apparently do have the power. I don't know. I just want to be in control of my own destinies a little bit. You know, you're the group that I decided to stay with after the events in Felu. And it's brought us here. And I want to work with all of you. But it seems like we're not picking or choosing. We're kind of along for the ride. And the minute you bring up anything, you know, it pisses off the captain, the mysterious captain whose origins you can't know because she's so unbelievably powerful. And that's why she doesn't need us.
But in the end, she kind of does. But again, my words, it feels like my words don't seem to come through, and I don't know how to explain it enough for you to understand. Both of you.
You think that she needs us?
I think she will at some point.
Honestly, I think she does too. But I don't think she's the type of person to admit it. Why can't she just say, I would like for you all to come with me? Not, do what you wish, come or not. I can do it without you.
She never said.
I'm just making a point. Just say it would be better if you guys want to stick together, which is your intentions. It'd be better if you come along with me, and I would appreciate the help. Show a sense of vulnerability for once.
Maybe it's because of the pressure that she is under and the responsibilities that she has. She can't in this moment.
So, that as your argument is...
I'm just saying it's a possibility.
It is a possibility, right?
I'm not trying to argue.
But you're argumentative about everything, though, Euphemia. Everything we say, you have a counter. Every single thing you counter with, oh, maybe you should think about, well, maybe you should think about what we're saying.
Wait.
All right, then I'll just fucking shut up then.
No.
I'm just thinking for someone that says, I want to introduce a different point of view to you, nobody sees our point of views.
Euphemia, Brick, I think that was a bit too harsh.
No, it's fine. It's fucking fine.
No. It's just...
And this is when Euphemia just starts to get more upset.
No, don't get upset. It's I don't know. I think we're all we're under a lot of stress. We're all trying to figure out the best way to help each other and determine the way forward.
I said it once and I said it and I'll say it again. I'm just tired of being agreeable. It should be okay for me to ask why. At any time that I fucking feel like it.
Okay, then from now on I won't say my...
No, don't. Let's take it back, because I realize I was wrong in saying that I shouldn't speak up too. We all need to speak up. The problem isn't with us, I don't feel like. Well, maybe a little bit. Maybe it's... I don't know. It's our views on how to move forward. I don't know. It's just... I feel like I'm being led around the world, and with very little say in what we do and where we go next, or how we approach things. It's all by this mysterious captain that we have no idea who the hell they are. We just know the legendary captain of the seas.
My only point is, all of us, not just me, not just Victor, we should be able to ask why. At any time. And not be grilled by the rest of the group for questioning why decisions are being made.
I think Euphemia would just look down and just like, sorry I made you feel that.
It wasn't you.
It's not. It wasn't you.
But I'm part of the problem, aren't I?
No, you're not.
I'm speaking about the group as a as a unit. We should all be able to ask questions to anyone that has some sort of say in our destiny or our fate. Do you not agree with that?
I do.
I honestly want you to question something that I decide to do, except for when I ran off in the jungle that I had no idea that I was doing that. But if I'm doing something and I'm being sneaky and mysterious about it and you guys don't question it, then what the fuck is wrong with you all?
I don't know.
Our lives are in each other's hands. In order to trust, we need to be able to question. One leads to the other. But I'm sorry for upsetting you. It wasn't my intention.
It's fine.
I also want to say I have no problem with what the group decides whatsoever. Like Minerva, you, Brick, Nix, Magpie, Celeste, we all have a particular bond outside of just the dream, right? And I don't know, when you kind of just, following the orders, like, sure, we were under contract, we signed up for it, I get it, right? But as information develops, right, I feel like we need to be in the know as soon as possible if we're all in this together. Now, if this captain didn't have a shared dream with us, didn't have the same type of, fate or whatever, I wouldn't give two shits, honestly. I'd be done after this contract and off to who knows where. But apparently they're part of it. And I'm sorry for just, I don't know, wanting to have equal say in what happens next. Who knows? We could, just because they're like, oh, we're going to war, this could get us all killed. Because they decided, oh, we're going to war. Well, we could be doing something completely different. That's all I'm saying. And if we're going to take this huge undertaking to fail some demigod we know absolutely nothing about, by the way, limit to the power, who knows, they could probably snap and kill us. Plus, we have no idea of the Red Hand's motives. We know they're the destructive force, but what are they doing it for? We know that's a problem. We have no information, as always.
Person that this demigod, he's wanting to take over everything. That is what I heard in the conversation before you all came in.
Well, I mean, all right. Take over. What do you mean? So there's a
Take
lot to
over
unpack there.
Everything. So I'm assuming every country, everything. Everything.
That's a lot of stuff. I mean, to take over everything, it's quite the undertaking. I mean, a demigod, sure, could do it, but all right. Now, how does this relate to the big monster that we saw in the ocean? I have no idea. Or the elemental
Probably
queen.
some of old that. I don't think. To me personally, I don't think that old creature that we saw, or at least an aspect of it, is relevant to the situation right now.
Sure.
And I'm saying it's because we're dealing with the demigod now, whereas I don't think we are meant to worry about that creature yet. I know it sounds odd, but
we don't have any idea of our priority list, right? We have the elemental queen, who or whatever minion that was that actually attacked us directly, right? I want to see some sort of payback for all that.
We probably will later.
And then all of a sudden, this demigod now shows up. It's like, so we're supposed to throw away all the progress we made with whatever we were trying to figure out about. My father is still in torpor from all this. I'm just so confused. I don't know where to go. I don't know where to direct the priority. But thank goodness we have the captain directing the priority for us.
This is just how I see it, is that whatever is going on that the Red Hand is doing could lead to us being able to take care of our other problems a little bit easier.
Potentially, I suppose.
Because then we would have more allies and possibly more connections. And then maybe another way to deal with the collective, learning more information.
But
Pirates probably learn so much and have, as
why are
said
we
before,
choosing these pirate lords as our allies? Why not? Why don't
they
we go
have a
to?
code too.
They have what?
They have their own code too. They have their own set of rules. I'm assuming.
Why did we go to the damn navy? Any navy. We could go. We could sail to Dark Harbor. We could
You're
get.
going to believe it?
Absolutely, my father would. Absolutely, we believe that there's probably something going on that we need help with. Or Feilu? Wasn't Feilu completely attacked by these Red Hand when we left? Like they were scavenging ships or something of that nature. I just don't understand why
I
we're
don't
putting our trust in
remember.
these pirate lords. Like, are they
Not
like
putting your
extremely?
trust in it. We're going to try and talk to them.
I know,
That's
but I
even if
know.
they'll help. They might not even help at all.
Or they might kill us all.
Choosing the pirate lords is the first option.
Yes.
It just
Seems so odd to me.
It seems very odd to me. Yes,
It's a powerful potential ally. Why not try it?
But doesn't it seem very contradictory to what the captain said? Anytime when I was joking, getting onto the ship talking about pirates, it was, oh, Victor, no, right? And now it's like, now we have to go fight the pirate. We have to go find the pirate lord. It's like, what? Like, why would we go to the damn navy? There's got to be, plenty of magical ships and things like
Warren,
that.
you remember a long time ago that the Red Hand did attack Feilu and almost took down the whole fleet.
Failu's not enough. But I don't disagree with you. Failu has almost fallen to them before. But why go to an enemy first instead of going from city to city asking for help? Failu's not the
Absolutely.
only town.
It's a diplomatic endeavor. We bring the news to the various ports in the area.
Who knows what?
Combined force.
Maybe I don't know.
You have to admit that it's odd.
I guess I just
strange.
don't see it that way. I don't know. That just probably is just a flaw on my part that I don't.
Maybe they know something about the Power Lords that we do not. That could be the issue. But for me, as a noble, I would go around and try to get an alliance of sorts to fight this Red Hand. Go around and, just like Brick said, city to city, talk about the threat of the Red Hand and how we need ships. Talk to the lords and ladies. Have some sort of combined effort against this Red Hand. Instead, we're going to pirate lords. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I don't know. Maybe they have some sort of magical ships that make them really powerful. But I don't see how that's more powerful than the navies of some of these nations.
I was just gonna say maybe they know tactics that Navy doesn't know or would even do.
No, that's not untrue. But it still doesn't invalidate our feelings.
Maybe it's faster to get the pirates versus other people around the ports. Celeste kind of pops in, walks through. Because how many ports are out there? Dozens, thousands? How long would it take to go to one by one? Some of them don't even have portals to get to. Maybe she thought this would be faster to collect the 7 Yes, we don't know what they are capable of, but they roam the seas.
Yeah, I mean it's
I think
it's a good point, but it's also easier for them to betray us than help us.
Thank you, Femi would just sigh and just kind of in a defeated thing. She doesn't know what to say anymore.
I don't know. I suppose we already have a place that we're going, so it's pointless to even bring up. But if it was me,
Could literally just change our minds and just go to make you two happy.
It's all just what if questions, is it not? But sometimes you
It's
also
fine.
just kind of have to think of all of the possibilities, not just the ones you want to think about.
Okay, then why don't we just go to Felu?
Well,
Go back to Felu. Don't even worry about it.
well, if we do that, then apparently, according to the Voodoo Queen, then my port's going to end up being destroyed.
It's a possibility.
Yes, you're right, and perhaps I don't know. I suppose we'll just put trust in the captain. See what happens.
Either way, we'll have to fight our way out of whatever it is.
I don't know. I don't even know what's the time frame on this. Is it like I have no idea of the plan. I guess we just need more information. So I guess we go to the pirates. We just follow through and move forward.
I will say, though, we do need a backup plan when we go to these pirates.
Yes, I would suggest we probably have a backup plan. At least find a way to get the hell out of there in case they decide to turn on us.
As night continues, it gets dark. It gets late. Your eyes begin to get heavy. What do you guys do?
Did we get like the same huts and stuff to sleep in as we did last time?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess. I think break after getting something to eat and ending the conversation. See what gone to get some rest.
What is Minerva doing?
That conversation wasn't in front of people.
No, I mean, it was
We weren't like I
off.
wasn't present for that.
You could have sat down if you wanted to.
Was this at dinner?
It
Yeah.
was like outside, yeah, at dinner.
Oh, okay, yeah, then I would have heard it.
I thought they were off on their own. That's why I didn't say anything.
Yeah, see.
Oh yeah, we sat outside.
Yeah, we were off from
Oh,
everyone.
okay,
Yeah.
yeah, so she wouldn't have heard it. Okay. Yeah, because she would have been in the dining hall. She'd probably eat, and then head up to like the bathhouse to take a quick bath before heading to bed.
Okay. So Nyx, Magpie, and Minerva, you guys weren't there for that conversation. So you would have ate somewhere and did your own thing, kind of thing. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you guys head to sleep. The night, it is exhausting because it was a whole day. You went from a fight to, well, asking questions and arguments here and there. Sleep takes you all, except for one person. The captain walks on the shore. And she looks at the wind dancer. Then she looks beyond. What do you want from me? Your voice haunts me. It feels like I know you, but I don't. You tell me to gather people, and I did, and we found the items, and yet, here. She pulls out her shirt. What is it? Each gem glows slightly. A red gem, a green gem, a blue gem, a white, and a clouded gem. I choose to do something, and is it wrong? Am I wrong? They're free to go if they want. And yet I feel a line pulling. But it pulls me all different directions. Why do you haunt my dreams? She let go of the necklace and she grabs her hat. I have sailed for a long time. And I meet the ones in that dream. Fate is a curse. I'm tired. She tosses her hat into the sea. It flies and finally lands. She just watches it. Who are you? What are you? She feels somebody behind her and she turns and looks and there's nothing. This is fate. Young Isla. Fate, destiny. All of you are tied. And we'll end it right there. Thank you guys for tonight. I hope people enjoyed it. There was some, little heat hit there, here and there.
Spicy, spicy.
Battle Royale episode coming up.
PvP. Just kidding.
I'm surprised you didn't say it today.
It was in my
Alright.
soul.
All right,
You guys
for
have
PvP, and I'm casting mage armor.
You guys have a wonderful night. Are we going to have a recap tomorrow?
So I don't think so. We might have to do 2 episodes next time.
That is fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I know you're on vacation and it's a little wibbly wobbly. That's fine. But we will return next Sunday at 6:30 p.m. EST. We'll see what happens. If they go see the pirate lords.
Because Josie's on a vacation far away.
Guys, have a wonderful
and
night.
talk it over.